everybody, one of Wiisdom here, 4:16 in the morning. I'm super tired, shouldn't be doing this, but I am. Where we left off, we took a look at the level 5 Magic Sorcerer, weapon powers and secret techniques, complete with the soul gem. Logged the level 5 attack damage, then came in and did the mastered version, which turned out to have different names than mastered, so on and so forth. Which was kind of a cool little discovery we made. But I've got this on my mind. I've been messing with it all night. I just as well showcase the Magic Elemental powers tonight, as was my plan before Xbox decided it needed to update once again. But what I've done while the previous video rendered out is I have set this chick up. I got a little flack a while back for not making any, like, female Skylanders. I told everyone I had plans for it, I just hadn't done any of them yet. I've actually got a lot of plans for them, but this was one that I made on the Skylander Creator app. She is not complete because I do not have the parts that I need. Granted, I couldn't put them on her right now because it would increase all her stats and skew the attack damage and everything else, but there's staff, headgear, all sorts of other additions that I had on the chick I created on my cell phone on the Skylanders Creator app, and I am going to run with this right now. I think she looks pretty freaking good, I have to say, though. And this is one way, that is, if you were curious, the ballerina torso and legs and arms. This is about the only way it's justifiable to me. Like, if you're doing like a fairy. Granted, I'm a dude, you know, so I mean, that would change, obviously. If you're younger, you're a female player type of a thing. But how can you use the ballerina set? You can make like a cliche dancer type of a thing. Like a smasher would be the most juxtaposed, you would think, to a ballerina. But to me, you know, granted, this crystal came with a witch set, which I think is super cool too, but this looks like a fairy or like a pixie, or, you know, like something in the Lost Woods you would find, or some super cool chick that's like magically good and not evil, or something along those lines. So I think she looks fantastic. Sort of has like an Abigail vibe from Stardew Valley somewhat. The only thing throwing it off is that staff, which is hideous and clashes with my color scheme I've selected here. But once we get this done, and then most importantly I unlock the parts that I want for her, which would probably be locked up behind level 6 walls anyway, we will showcase her in her final form, if you will. So what we want to do now, though, is take a look at the elemental powers. You've probably seen me shooting the orb shot off. Wait, I can't do this, I don't have the money. That was the hold up this whole time. Dadgum. What are these, 1,500 a piece, right? Yeah, so I need 6,000. I've got 2981. So, yeah, uno momento, and I shall go gather up some funds for this chick. If I'm still awake and functional enough, we'll wrap it up. If not, I've already got the intro done, but it shouldn't take long to whip through these elemental powers. I could do them now, but I prefer the format where we showcase level 5, purchase the upgrade, showcase the mastered version, and then proceed on to the next attack. So, oh, dang. It's so late. That is Ethan from Mind Logics, and he is awake for a new day in Canada, the eastern reaches of the far lands. So, yeah, that's how late it is here, folks. Someone woke up on the eastern edge of Canada to start their day. But anyway, I've got to go get her some cash, and I will do that, and I'll be right back. So I'll catch you here in just a little bit. And we're back. That's believe it or not, I grounded out the entire way up to like 5,200. I went everywhere you could go on this freaking map, and we got that close to 6,000. And then I ultimately had to wind up going in the undead area, and then I blew up an eyeball and basically got it instantaneously. And then I just went through it. I play that quite a bit to grind out Imaginite. I didn't get the parts I wanted for her, but we did try. Nonetheless, we've already introduced this series, so let's get cracking here.
Can't wait to see what changes lie in store.
She's a pretty cool lady, I gotta say. We want to get started with Time Bubble. Press B to slow enemies down inside a time bubble. This has worked on the biggest enemies, like in the arenas that I go through. The rats are typically the biggest. Well, I guess there's the cactus guy. I didn't try it on him because I was about to level up and I had to get out of there. I didn't want to be at level 6 or something. But it works, and it's basically just tap B, and you get roughly 7 seconds. It does 0 damage, but it's been like this box stock. You can only have one of them. As soon as you make another one, it disappears. But it is pretty functional. I've got to give it that. So, what is the upgraded version? I am excited to see, actually. So, let's pick it up and find out. Mastered Time Bubble. Note this has mastered in front of it, not like the cool special wording. But press B to slow enemies down inside a time bubble. That pulse is damn fantastic. I will take that. It's kind of sad it didn't have that to begin with, but it is practical. And it ties in nicely with, say, the Enchanter version. Being able to slow enemies down as opposed to getting a speed boost yourself sort of accomplishes the same end goal, right? So, let's see what we get with this bad boy. I'm going to come over here and... Alright, let me count this out. I think it's still 7 seconds.
Feel the power.
Yeah, still 7 seconds, but 21 to 32. How many hits of damage now? Let me try to just get one of these guys. I'll take that. That is not a bad upgrade, honestly. Let me get back to the spreadsheet here. So, level 5 mastered. Slows enemies down 7 seconds, 21 to 32, 5x. And it actually looks pretty good with her. There's some magic sorcerers I can envision that would kind of look cheesy, but with this lady, it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a Space Nebula Yoga Pants sleepover vibe, right? It makes perfect sense at 4:40 in the morning. So that got significantly better. It's still going to have the same slowing effect, but now it deals damage, so I have 0 complaints in that regard. Trick Teleport. This one is kind of like your speedy escape. For example, like if you were, going with not Enchanter, but perhaps Enlightened. I could actually see this working well for either one of them, truth be told. But regardless, if you need to get away in a hurry, this is what you can do. The thing is, it doesn't do a ton of damage. As you can see there, 16 to 24. You can get both of the dummies if you're so inclined, but I'm excited to see what the mastered version is going to be. Mastered Trick Teleport. Press B to teleport dash and knock enemies into the air at both ends. Does that mean from where we left and where we begin? Like if I were to...
Take that!
I don't know. So it's 16 still. So I guess it's like an extra 16 type of a thing. So I'll just put 16 to 24, 2x. We'll probably have to assess this in the arena or something to figure that one out. Next elemental power is Bewildering Blast. This is a ton of fun. This is the other one that I used. With the secret techniques, we actually had Magic Upheaval, and that is actually something that I really enjoyed using against spell punks. This was the elemental one that works well against spell punks. So they're very similar attacks, I mean, like in the concept of them. And I couldn't really imagine using both of them for a magic sorcerer. But the main thing you have to remember, if you're a water sorcerer, you could use, the Magic Upheaval, which is kind of, sorcerer magic type of thing, so it overlaps. But Magic Upheaval is available with any sorcerer. And then same thing if you come in here and you create a magic knight or a magic brawler or whatever it may be from the magic element, you would have access to this Bewildering Blast. So let me showcase it for you real quick. We'll come over here, and it doesn't look like much, but check it out. So the way it works, there's sort of like an initial impact, and now it's doing 12 to 18, and then there's 5 to 8 that'll happen 4 times. Now it's got pretty decent range. It's not anything fantastic, but it'll easily encompass both of those guys even from this area. So almost this entire stone circle in the middle. That's a pretty good range, I have to say. And I'm hoping that it upgrades well because I am a big fan of it. So, Mastered Bewildering Blast. Mastered Bewildering Blast. It's 4:45 a.m. So, press B to drag enemies in before sending them flying. I don't know about that. It sounds great, but I don't know if we want to pull them in. Her voice is cool. So I think we're doing 12 twice. Yeah, I'm thinking that's how I'm going to log it. So 12 to 18, 2x, 5 to 8, 4 times. This will probably all make more sense in an arena or against an enemy, but anyway, our next one is Orb Shot. Press B to toss out a set of 4 magical orbs around you. Now, personally, I think this would pair better with Enlightened, the double trouble style attack. Because, I mean, if you've got it set up with Enchanter, you're doing that. And this is what I kept accidentally hitting last time. It's 21 to 32 from the 4 orbs, right? When I was in the Undead realm, I did have her out briefly. She threw those perfectly like in a cross pattern, you know, or an X type of a design. I thought that was interesting. Here, I don't know if it's like influenced by the items and they're kind of honing in on them, but that's basically all it is. I mean, you can spam it and sort of wreak more havoc type of a thing, but again, why would you do that if you're able to use your primary attack and do this? That's sort of the question. Maybe the upgrade will answer it, but otherwise I would be inclined to say that it would pair better with Enlightened as your weapon power. So, this is the final one here. Elemental Power Orb Shot. Let's upgrade it. Mastered Orb Shot. Press B to also shoot out a larger orb that shoots out the smaller orbs at enemies. So that's a lot to take in. Are we doing the 4 and this one? Or is it just one that then turns into the 4? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, yeah! Okay, so it looks like 4 and then that guy does something. Okay, what was happening? Huh. That's gonna be tough to document. Okay. So it's still 21 to 32. And then that's 6 to 9 a whole bunch of times. And I don't even know how to discern how many times. Let's just try to count it, I guess. Was it 8? I'm guessing. Okay, so that didn't work well. It could be 12. I don't really know. It's too late for me to feel like slowing the video down. So let me just do this. So 4 orbs, 21 to 32. Big orb. The big orb itself doesn't seem to do, or is it the 35 that we saw? Oh, yeah! It must be, right? Let me try. It's got to be passing through at 35. I wanted to hit both of the dummies. That was so close. Magic. So yeah, I'm going to say the big orb is 35 to 53, which that makes it way better. And dispatches smaller orbs 6 to 9. How many times do we think this happens? Good grief, that's like impossible. That's so unfortunate. Let's quickly jump in here and then we might go up top to the academy and see if we can't get a better grasp on it. I'll just stay in that setting. Now, what's important to note in here is Imaginators, aside from how beautiful our creation is, Imaginators get a damage boost in this, just like when you battle an Imaginator from Chaos. Oh, I love these guys.
Right to it, shall we?
Anyway, let's check this out. We're only worried about elemental powers. So,
And the Skylander comes strong out of the gate.
we're not going to be able to figure that out at all. I don't want to level up really if it's at all possible not to. So let me, you've seen that one. And we're going to come in now and do Bewildering Blast, which is so freaking awesome. It should showcase well with the Chompies here too.
Carry on.
Oh, snap. Oh, that's just instant destruction. Let's see what it does to this spell punch. Oh, get wrecked, fools. Okay, so that's pretty sweet as promised. And now we're gonna do Mastered Trick Teleport. So beat a teleport dash and knock enemies in the air at both ends. This is what I'm curious about. Whoops, I was like, that's not it. So we've got to select that. There we go. Alright, so let's let him come at us. Oh, okay, I see what it does. So it hits him and our end destination. That's cool. And now we want to come in and we want to showcase the Mastered Time Bubble. So we should get the 7 seconds of slowness. And then we're also going to be able to pulse damage the enemies, what was it, 5 times, I think? I've got my spreadsheet still in that one cell. So we'll actually select it. And as you can see, it slows them down and it's got the pulse damage. So those guys are really fast. And then we do that and it's done. What I want to do now, what is selected is my tertiary ability. I know this is about elemental powers, but I kind of want to showcase this to you. Pro Bowler would be good too, but you saw it really good. Up and Upheaval. Let's go ahead and showcase this just to compare it to Bewildering Blast. So here we go. There's the multiple pulses there. It's so good.
And the quarterback is toast.
There's that. And let me showcase it. I love hitting the spell punks with that. Okay, I think I will exit now so we don't level up, just in the event that we want to continue researching at this level. But she's taking care of business. She's a pretty cool and competent lady, I must say. And like I said, I created her long ago, right after Frankie Star, my first ever one. Which, there's so many undead based Imaginators I want to create. So what I'm going to do is come up here, and we're going to try to see how many times. I think you could pause the video and get not pause it, but slow it down and get a good feel. But, I mean, it's almost 5 in the morning. I'm tired. And I don't feel like doing that. So you should get a good look at our creation. I keep wanting to use the name I came up with for her, but I've got to refrain until I can get the requisite parts I want for her. She looks good, aside from that, clash with that default staff I'm not a fan of. Which actually I would be a fan of that, just not with her aesthetic at all. It looks terrible. So here we go. We have got, there's the slow bubble with the pulse damage. Pretty cool stuff. Now we'll quickly eradicate him. And we want to go now to Mastered Trick Teleport. Let's get 2 of these guys, if we can. And so, yeah, you get the idea. I go from here to there and they pop up on both ends. And you can just kind of keep enemies suspended with this too, if you can keep the trajectories correct. But we need to kill them in a hurry, so I'll do that. Now, Mastered Bewildering Blast, which this is such a cool one.
Carry on.
So, I just love like the 212s and then the pushback. It doesn't do a ton of damage. Like that's 20 plus 24 for 44 standard. And we've not seen a single crit. Well, there was our first critical. But it's just cool, nonetheless. And now this is the big one. This is what I'm wanting to research better. Press B to also shoot out a larger orb that shoots out the smaller orbs at enemies. So that's really not worded well, but we still do our 4 orbs at 21 to 32, and then there's a big orb, and if it touches anything, 35 to 53. I'm thinking it only shoots orbs out that are doing 6 to 9, and I think there's 8 of them, possibly 12. So we're going to try this. Was it 12? I think it was more than 8.
Want some more?
I feel like that was 10 hits and there were some that didn't. I'm going to call it 12. And just, you know what? If you want to slow the video down and double check it or say, dude, you're so wrong, you go right ahead. But for me, at 4:55 a.m., that's golden. So we made pretty good time here. You got to see it up top here. You also got to see it down in the battle arena, and I think it worked out well. So we are not done with our magic sorceress here. We're going to come in and get her some cool stuff once I unlock the parts, which I was trying so hard to do. But like I said, it's just about 5 in the morning. I've got to get the previous video rendered out and get some sleep. So for myself and our beautiful magical sorceress, I should say. Thanks for watching. Wiisdom.com is a website. SkylanderClub.com is a forum. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I will always tweet before I go live. I will always tweet my videos. Similarly, make sure you are following me on Twitch. YouTube has progressively gotten worse. Therefore, I'm streaming on Twitch a lot more again. And once again, I don't make anything on Twitch. No ad revenue, no donations, nothing. And it would be great if I could get to a point where I could at least make ad revenue off of it, because I've been streaming there for free for years. But YouTube has just gotten really bad, and I don't know that it's going to get better. And I don't like something I do for fun and as a side hobby here, which is the gaming and the YouTube thing. I don't like dealing with negative things, and that's what YouTube is. So that's why am I on Twitch when I have no way of profiting off of it? Because it's nice to not have to deal with all of the negativity that comes with YouTube side of it. So that said, my apologies. I'm super tired, kind of losing my voice. I'm going to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed that. We've got our Magic Sorcerer here. And like I said, there's a little bit of overlap, in my opinion, between the elemental powers of a sorcerer and the secret technique powers of a Magic Element Imaginator. Not that it's a bad thing, but there's like some that I just don't think you would pair together unless you're like a super fan. But I think we'll have a good time with her, and we'll kind of take it in stride. So that said, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this chick, and more importantly in this video, the elemental powers and their mastered versions. What you like, what you don't like, what you would do for a magic sorcerer, so on and so forth. Whatever you want to talk about is fine with me. That said, oh, she's meditating. What a cool chick. She looks like way more pale down here. Like in the nighttime, she's got like a better tone, I think. But it's almost like a lighter purple even. Purpley pink as opposed to like dark purple that I had her down there. Like a deep purple, man. You know, we're going 60s, 70s classic rock here. But anyway, I do have plans for her. I just have to get the parts. I can't believe I don't have them yet. But I will work towards that. But nonetheless, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys back here for the next installment of Skylanders Research. Adios. I'm also going to go ahead and see what Ethan sent and respond to him, because, you know, it's 5 a.m. here. So I'll catch you guys later.